Come on, camera. Why are you no work today? Stop talking to me. I mean... Fine, you little piece of so-and-so. Stop talking to me. Much better. Oop, looks like people here listening to me bickering. Hey, Jim, Joshua, Nick, Richard Bicker, Gustavo, Jacob, Tommy McPunt, Stuart. This is a job that I botched up the other night, and I figured I'd better come back to it and get it fixed before I reassemble the machine. So this is the speaker outputs that I accidentally knocked because I was having a spasm that night and kind of botched up the chips. Most likely. Oh, and the damn thing's still not... What is going on? Do I have a magnet interrupting this? It was indeed a magnet. Fun. These little magnets were sitting on the base of my microscope, right down on the bench base. But it's enough to influence the compass. Let's see if I put it back on there. Before I got the wrong... There. If I put the magnets down, take the magnets off. Yep. Influences the compass sensor so that it thinks it's switched. Hey, Panov, margarita, doctor. Yeah, I don't think I would have gone Corona too bad at this point. Alright, so I've got to basically take these two chips off and do them again, because most likely they haven't had the best of days. A bit like today. But quite tired. But this is already a day late. I was going to start testing it and then I realised that I hadn't finished it. Hey Jose. Working on A1278, no power. It'll help. Do you get green light? Do you get MagSafe? Start from the start. Fundamentals. Jim, I didn't get to see yet how Lewis and Erica reacted to your Australian contribution. Hey Christian, Zoltan. Hey Paul Howell. Okay, let's get these off. I somewhat expect some smushed balls underneath. Damn it, that was perfect. Alright, since I pulled that perfect, I should be able to put it back down. Yeah, just gotta wait for them to cool off, or at least be sure that they're cool. Yours cool? You're cool. Way to go, dude, you're cool. Now the trouble is, putting these things back down after you've... Ow! Is quite precarious, because basically you're balancing two spheres on top of each other. Which isn't always so easy. Hey Jeff P. Steve K, you're actually on time. Okay, now that one I don't quite so trust. Well, then again, everything does line up. And there's no mingling. I'll put it back on. I think that's okay. The trouble is, it doesn't really actually want to sit back down. Now, I'll clean that one up. Just in case I've... The first one was definitely an A-OK one. This one feels a little less so. Hey Andrew Hughes, hey iPad. Try what? Nuhu, I don't really do educational chatter with this. I just chatter as I go. If you want educational stuff, I'm definitely not the guy. I will say what I say, and that's about it. Oh my god. Damn flies in here. One damn fly. That's a little mongrel of a thing. So I do apologise, I'm not going to live up to the standard you want. Oh, nothing wrong with Netflix. Netflix would have been good too. Assuming you found something on there worth watching. It's getting a bit tricky these days because with Disney taking all the primary blockbusters. Don't you dare melt the speaker connector, you little SOB. That's good. Which leaves us now with having to reball this. No. I don't normally use this tip for this sort of work. I've just been too lazy to pull it out of the soldering station. So laziness drives me to have to try new techniques. Since this was reballed off the stencil with the solder paste, it's not going to matter too much that I haven't got it completely flat. Since I'm basically reapplying things over the top again. And it's not super critical, it doesn't have the ratio of ball pitch to number of balls and all that sort of stuff. You can get away with a lot. A lot. Yeah, that'll do. Jim, no, not new flux, not yet. This is the old stuff still. I mean, when I say old, this is the replacement flux for the flux that really was dud. And the genuinely dud flux has been thrown in the bin. I think it has. Better not resurface, that's for sure. Just looking for my solder paste spudger. Andrew Hughes on a welding forum, interesting. For repairing welding equipment or something else? Kind of curious now. Damn, I need a lot less air than that. Kind of stuck there, too much flux. There's some pretty ugly looking stuff there, but hopefully it will work out. Just going to clean around the area there. Bring the chip back. If there's enough flux left on there that I can get away with what I'm about to do. Alright, I did. Okay, Andrew. Oh. Certainly if they've got any board views or schematics for welding equipment and such, I mean that's perfectly applicable. That is a nice thing with the flex board views, that at least it's, if you've got the board view files, then you can view them. So, or if you've got the schematics in something like KiCad or Eagle or anything, as long as you can export them to something, then everybody can then look at the stuff for their own repairs. Okay, let's see if I can botch this up again, since I did such a great job the first time. Hey Kyle. Hey Nassim. A teeny smidge of flux please, not that whole lump. Even though we're in autumn here now, it's still warm enough that my flux tends to leak out during the day when it gets warm. Yeah, now I've got to make sure I get this the right way up, else Paul's going to have a howler. Almost 90% sure this is the right way. Yeah, Joshua, it's not easy getting a hold of those, and a lot of them aren't even, a lot of them say they're one kind of board, but you really find that they're not. And likewise the schematics. It's very haphazard in the PC area. Good luck to anyone trying to do it. I mean, I did for a few years and it was bad enough. I'm glad to move to the MacBooks. MacBooks make it significantly easier. Hey Gonzalo. Hey Dave Legault. Been away long enough that I forgot that you're even a person around here. I always forget which board these are. I haven't put the time and effort into remembering a system for knowing which one's which without finding the damn number. Ah, there it is. 928, right. Okay, bottom right for both of those. Yep. Alright, let's see if we can get this thing back together and actually working. Hey DJ Craze, we're just fixing up some possible bad soldering that I did the other night. The soldering I did originally was fine and then I knocked it, so that turned it into bad soldering. It was actually a busy day in terms of iPhones here, all sorts of repairs on them. Dock assemblies, TriStars, screens, batteries. No MacBooks though. So it was a bit disappointing in that respect. Yeah, Jim, I saw that. I mean, even around here, it's a bit ridiculous how long the shelves have been staying empty for certain essentials. A lot of people are having to endure doing things they probably don't want to do. I guess it's a bit of an example how dependent we are on a lot of this stuff. Okay. And we were lucky, we just happened to buy our normal monthly supply a couple of days before the locusts arrived. So that was purely fortunate on our behalf, but some other people not so fortunate. But I reckon the first couple of days the locusts were just walking out with their trolleys full of stuff they didn't really need, as you'd expect from locusts. Damn it, I'm blind. Your Asus VivoBook one side speaker is bursting. It's probably just got a tear in it or something. Assuming you mean like sounds really bad and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd say it's probably a tear in the actual speaker. Hey Crazy J. ITM2, why are we getting more Apple repair? Because Apple is actually repairable. I mean, hey, if PCs want to bring out stuff that makes it easier to repair, like proper board views and schematics, and not have 200 different models every year, then by all means I'm in for it. As it is, I don't. So I'm not. Ooh, I've got a thin one and I've got a fat one. Well, that's not very fair. Which one's long, which one's short? Easy way to find out. You take the opposing one out. Okay, you look like, oops, you're a longie. So it would stand to reason that your mirror version would also be a longie. Does that make you a shorty? No, you're a longie as well. Damn it. Now I'm panicking. And you're a longie too. So why are you short? To the point where you actually don't even fit in there. Oh, I just love that. Don't you just love it when you... Ah. Maybe it's a random screw from nowhere. Because here's my other long one. Like I said, we're doing okay here, but I know a few people who are not, and we're actually looking at trying to see if we can help them out without destroying our own situation too bad. So that's the trouble, is if you start helping out other people, sometimes it can backfire on a rather spectacular. Okay, so why do I have that really short screw then? Where did that come from? Because I can't see anywhere that it would be. I hate that. It's entirely possible it's just a residual screw that might have been left in the container. And normally I'm fairly good at avoiding that. Precisely so that it doesn't induce these sort of ambiguities. Unfortunately, this will not be a full screw reassembly because that is going to need a clean up, unfortunately. So I'm simply going to fire it up, make sure that speaker works, and then I can rest easy-ish. Also need to check that this USB works too. Please tell me you're the right type connector. Do not tell me I ordered the wrong type. Okay, this does not feel like it's fitting together right. Something's wrong. Maybe it is just a simple alignment issue, maybe it's something more severe. Okay, this is the new one. This is the old one. And there does look to be a pitch difference there. Or is it just my eyes? And I've got solder balls all over my fingertips. Maybe it's just alignment. Glasses off. Oh, squishy top, that's what it is. The adhesive holding that metal backplate onto it is squishy because naturally this is a non-original, well, it's not the one that came with the laptop. So it's a little bit less than bonded. Where the hell are my screws now? Yep, don't trust half of that. Damn it, lost track of what I'm doing. Lost track of these screws. No matter how hard I try, I seem to just end up not quite getting these screws all set up right. Nope, not you. Definitely not you. Crap. Time to steal it from the other side. I don't know how people like Lewis managed to just get a cluster of all these screws onto a magnet with no separation in containers or anything like that, and he just puts it all back together. No worries, easy done. Somehow. Mr. Magical. DJ Craze, having had experience in both, I'm definitely still of the mindset of preferring MacBooks, to be honest. There is most definitely more information available. And they're generally, although the 17 series does not really fall into this category, but they've generally been much easier to get access to the board than PCs for a long shot. Yeah, I just screwed that in because I didn't want the screen popping out while I was testing. The green junk in there. You don't look so pretty, buddy. Doesn't look severe, it's just on the plastic, but we'll just give that a little bit of a brush. Hey Harold, how's it going? Yeah, you know, you're actually probably right there. Lewis probably most likely does have his stuff put them back together. God, I can't remember with this. I think this is the one that just comes up as a user account. Well, let's hope we don't get any kablamo here. Five volts, 20 volts. Okay, we're firing up 1.5 amps. Got an Apple logo. Yes, this is my own repair job, repair workshop. I do repairs, I do programming, yeah, this is the user one account one. I don't know what their password is though. I need to somehow test the audio. Interesting, my speaker is not, my fan is not spinning because I didn't plug it in, that's why. That's okay. Good thing we didn't put the main board in. How am I supposed to test this? It doesn't have any audible feedback on it. Shut down. I haven't tried the Chipmunk on the go adapter. I don't know. Ask Harold. He might know. Yeah, Christian. Yeah. I got one fan spinning, not the other. No, I've got to work out how to test the speakers on this. So I really need to boot into my own system, because I do not believe I have a password for this one. So where's my MacBook account? Bugger. I've got to go down and I've got to get the MacBook boot external solid state drive, because then at least with that I can then test the speakers. Okay, I'll be give me a minute. You can watch the chair like Eli fans. Okay. USB-C. Ooh, good. Yes, I will be interested in the USB-C Chipmunk. I was going to ask about that the other day, but you beat me to it now. Okay, I do normally have a USB-C version of these SATA cables, but I can't find it at the moment. Well, c'est la vie. Richard, no, I'm still very happy with the 861 quick DW. Very happy with it. No troubles at all. Oh, come on now, you can do better than that. You haven't even got any power coming. Wait, you're flickering? No, yes, yes, no. Useless thingamajigs. Let's try another port. Ooh, we've got a problem. One port doesn't seem to be alive. Normally you should be able to plug the drives in to the adapter and it should pick it up on the... Let's try another one. Not today. We'll start that again. If this doesn't work, I'm going to go digging around, see if I can find... No, that's not working. Useless. Let's try my high quality adapter. Hey, Warren Stamps. Yeah, you know, Monday. Usual sort of thing in life. Hey, what the? Yeah, it looks like this one's actually looking at it. For whatever reason, this external solid state drive that I use, which has got just High Sierra on it, can take a very long time to actually come up as a bootable item. And I'm not quite sure why that is. It doesn't happen on every MacBook, but some of them are just... You kidding me? You give me power issues? That's not right. You shouldn't be doing that. Oh, this is turning into a wee spit of a nightmare. See if we can find that USB-C cable for the drive itself. It might alleviate some of the issues. Ooh, I think I just found it. Did I find it? Yes, I did. Kind of helps when you go to the container that says USB-C devices. AIM. This is going to be a real pain in the butt. All this just so I can test to see if the speaker works. Doesn't seem to be worth it. Oh, now you work. It's like this adapter doesn't even like... Oh wow, it actually locked it. This adapter does not even like working with a Mac. Completely locked it. What am I gonna do? I don't even have a password that I know of. Suppose we could try a couple. Small screw is on the left side of the board, only side screw there. What? Oh, the teeny tiny one. But you see, the thing is, I got all these ones in here. So no, I've kept it there anyway. Or do you mean like on the USB-C? No, not you. You are not the right one. How about you? No, you're definitely not the right one. Oh, I'm disappointed in myself here. Big time. Okay, I can tell the surface difference between the ones that are supposed to be retaining those USB-C plugs. They've got more of a bronzed look compared to the ones that hold down the plastic and a few other things. Maybe that's how they all get away with it. Oh, that's you up here, you little buggers. And when you're taking them out, you always think, oh, I remember everything about this. And then 2 hours later, you're Gandalfing. Okay. Shiny ones, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, the bronze looking ones. Well, it's no great surprise that that USB-C adapter did not work on that, because it is a bit of a cheap one. And it's probably not Mac certified. The Mac's probably like, how dare you bring such horrible things to my ports. Again, all this just so we can test the damn audio. What a schlep. Hey Joshua. Holy shoot. Something just went pop. Nope, it's not smoke, whatever it was. I thought it might have been smoke, it wasn't. Well, I certainly can't smell it. It definitely went pop. Still thinks it. Password? Password? User 1? Password is 1 to 6. Haha, thanks. That's nice. Damn it. That was too easy. I'd love to know what that pop was. It was definitely a pop. Yeah, it could have been the speaker just popping, but then that shouldn't have happened. Speakers shouldn't make that sort of pop noise. Okay, how can I test a speaker within? Maybe they've got the U2 album in here. You guys got the U2 album? No YouTube album. Damn it. Sound. Alerts and sound effects, that's what I want. Whoa. Why does it pop like that? Okay, let's see if we get anything when we swish it all the way to the right. Yeah, it does sound like the speaker's popping, but the question is why. It's not all the time, it just does it sometimes. Okay, I need to... I'm gonna shut this down, connect... Shut down. Connect the Wi-Fi and... see if I can play something. It could be a dead speaker for all I know. Is that all they've got to them these days? Just this... Seems like it should be more complicated than that somehow. Yeah, the touch bar is way over the top. Wouldn't be so bad if it didn't... yeah, I know it's on, but I'm only connecting the Wi-Fi antennas, okay folks? So no need to yet freak out until you hear a big pop and you see the smoke and I'm running around on fire, okay? If that happens, then you can worry. But yeah, the popping speakers, it's got me stumped. I mean, could have been some junk in here. Now, is this a... Now, this wouldn't be a push-pull configuration setup, because it will be done within the amp itself. Is it a dual... output speaker? I don't know. I'll have a look at the configuration of the circuitry there. Okay, so it's like there's two speakers being driven here. Maybe one's dead. We've got speaker amp TR, which could be treble, and WR could be woofer. Oh yeah, right. TR out positive and negative. So my guess is that one of these is dead, and that's what's causing the popping, and then when it's running within the frequency range of the other one, it's okay. Yeah, that's my theory. Yeah, Warren, that's basically what I was about to do. Now that I've got my Wi-Fi connected again. Get me some... Yeah, I don't think it's a flaky cone. Because if it's a flaky cone, it would tend to just vibrate badly, like sort of thing, as opposed to singular pops. And it's not likely to be the same reason that we used to get pops in speaker systems, which of course was due to capacitance pop. So my guess is what's happening is it's actually driving the speaker one direction once, and that's it, just like bam, and it's not coming back, it's not oscillating it. Which means it's probably toasting the coil. Let's see. Date time's way out on this. That's going to be a problem. It's not okay. It's not massively out, but it's out enough. Yeah. Where's the time? 11:21. Okay, yeah, we'll just call it PM and be good. Okay, we do have that. Let's go for some tubing of the U. Yeah, not connected to the internet. Seriously? Come on, you can do better than that. Damn you. Son of a gun. It's weird, it's picking up an IP6 address. Use DHCP. That's not a good... No, renew that. Nope, you are not picking up the correct addresses. That's actually quite weird. Not likely to be happening around here, Travis. I have about 200 IPs allocated internally here, so it definitely is not because of that. It's probably because my router's crapped out. It keeps picking up IPv6. Fine, we want to play that game that way, we can do it a different way. What a nuisance. Come here. Let me teach you how we can force you. Connect you to the impossibility of Ethernet. Yeah, you better tell me you've got Ethernet going now. Turn Wi-Fi off. Yep, this is turning into a spectacular farce. Show percentage 62. We can take that battery out, plug this into the other side. This definitely works with MacBooks, I know for a fact. Yeah, it looks like we've got issues on the other side in terms of connectivity of data. Yeah, this one's not going to be an easy one, it seems. Seems like it's got more dramas than I would expect. YouTube. Alright, he didn't tell me that it was 2020. Seriously. Let me walk around at the moment. Oh, damn, that pop gets me every time. The pop sounds just like the sort of pop you get when a part has just blown up. Yep. (16th of March) too, not the 18th. I mean, I know Australia's a little ahead in the time way, but we're not 3 days ahead. Now we should get going. Come on, Safari, be a little smarter than that. Huzzah! Oh, Gordon Ramsay gets apple juice, huh? Sounds good. So we've got now Super Grandpas.
I've just found out that the Four Seasons Inn is about as far away from a luxury hotel as you can get.
Yeah.
I need to find out.
Alright. So we do have a problem. I can't hear anything on the right hand side. Shut down. There's a hell of a lot of drama. Oh yeah, wouldn't we all love to know the Powerball numbers? Wouldn't that be something? Okay. I think I might actually start putting these... Oops. Take this one off first. I might start putting these into the middle with the magnet. Save me getting mixed up, and also lets me have some clear space. I'm starting to think that I don't know whether that was connected or not. Really, I'm not a fan of these machines. And to think I used to complain about the A1398s. Man, what an idiot I was. Hey, Nick Basie. Yeah, Steve K, they did, and I was using that, and it, so I just get nothing out of the other side, even when I swung it fully over. Okay. So it's probably going to be safe for me to get 2 of those chips, replace them outright. Start from scratch. Jim. Oh, don't do that. Well, good time for me to right now reconnect this damn fan before I forget about it, and then I fully reassemble the whole thing and okay. All good. Yeah, it's quite a pain when you fully reassemble these things and realise you've got that one dud point. Speaking of duds. I'm getting a feeling this might not be the ideal match. I did notice one difference is that has a different base lock structure. This one does not seem to take the rubbers. So I'm thinking it's actually meant for a slightly different board. Which is why we're having dramas with it. It seems to fit though. That's what I don't get. It does fit, but it just doesn't sort of seem to sit quite right. Anyway. Completely beside the point, we do have to still deal with our speaker issue, which is up here. It's a new version of forgetting to reconnect the I/O board cables. Oh yeah, the underside one. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, I've done that plenty of times. Only just starting to now not do that. Just as probably we don't get 1398s very often anymore. 1389s or 1398? I always thought it was 1398. Okay, so I need to replace those 2 chips. You might pull this one first, and then the board heat will have migrated up to make it easier for me to get rid of the other one. One of these is probably okay. Next question is going to be, do I have any more of these? Okay, see how quickly that second one came off? It was just because the board was already heated up. And it meant less time messing up that speaker connector. Alright, so these are Max 98706s, and we will do a find a part, search, and hope that we can get a hold of them in a hurry. Sounds like a fairly generic chip. Max 9876. I can get it from AliExpress, eBay. See if Element 14 has them. It does not. Okay. What? The 281 board. That's funny. It hit on the 281, but not on the 928. That is a little weird. 98706. Why didn't that? Let's see if we can find it in here. Max 98706. It does find it. Weird. And finds two of them. Bugger. This is getting frustrating. This board has been sticking around here for a little bit too long and I'm starting to get a bit sick of it. Oops. Max, what was that? 98706. No. Steve Cave, I have reballed him, but it seems like there might be something wrong with him. Damn. I do have some 281 boards arriving, but I don't know how long they're going to be before they get here. Joseph, I did, yes. Yeah, I did see him foil it up and do the hot air thing. This is going to suck because, as far as I can tell, the 281 boards that I've got coming have been cut around about here, which means I'm not going to get these chips. And I need both of those chips. See, Nick, you're trying to attempt to fix a 1502 which is butchered around the LVDS connector. Oh. What do you mean by butchered? I'll have a look at some other boards that I got. I suspect this is a new audio amp chip that they're using, so it's probably not present on anything else that I have. I really do need to start getting more boards of the newer generations. You can find those flaps. Yeah, I can get the flaps. The trouble is I ordered the center bodies, and so it was my own dumb fault. I should have ordered the flaps as well. What I am finding interesting is that all the 840s that I'm getting are loaded with the BO3 edition of the CD20, what is it? 3215s. But as far as I know, there should be COOs on them too, on some of them. But I guess these are just all from the original batch, first series. At least I got that chip there. That saved me. But yeah, I doubt there's anything of use anywhere on that. Look how much they butcher these boards. And they honestly expect you to make some use of them. I have a feeling that if there's an amp chip, it's going to be on their daughter boards on these ones, not on the main board. So I'm kind of up the creek now. Corroded LVDS, knocked off missing caps, and a corroded backlight connector. Yeah. Hey, Lethal One. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It'd have its own daughter board. Ooh, I actually think I have a 1708 here. I think I got one the other day when someone was very generous and decided that there was no point sending back. There's no point sending back the machine. Where the hell's the daughter board? Give it up and else here. It seems to be the sad way of life, doesn't it? Wait, am I thinking... This isn't... What is this? Why am I thinking that's 1708? Yeah, that's 1708. Where's the daughter board? Or are we thinking 1932? And now you're thinking 1932, not 1708. You got your years all mixed up. The famous Farnell board, complete with Australia. Done very poorly on the back there. Good effort. That's about the best we can say about it. Good effort. No, I think I'm boned. Maybe there is something wrong with the... I really don't think there's anything wrong with that speaker. That's okay, Lethal One. I know what you mean though, because I know like the 1932 has that daughter board dedicated to it, and it always goes botched up on us. Yeah, it always seems to be the one taking the damage with the liquid. And so in my mind, I also thought that the 1708 would have it. But it appears it's not the case. I guess the question is, can these speakers come out at all? I mean, they must. But how? That's always the hard part. How? So now you guys enjoying the new store, I take it? I imagine you would be. How could you not be enjoying that delightful new store? Yeah, Nick, it's still not really quite. It's never quite gotten the traction I hoped it would. But then maybe that's the problem. It's like devil's snare sort of thing. If you want it to get traction, it's not going to get traction. And even with the kindly efforts from Lewis and such, it pretty much has hit a brick wall now. Okay, how the heck are you supposed to get these speakers out? If anyone says glue and lever, then I'm probably going to ignore that for a bit. I can feel it's a bit squishy in there, but not enough for me to risk it. It's floating on something. Probably just a ton of double-sided tape for all I know. So look at that. Squishy. It's not glued on, it's frickin' fused. What the hell? Well, what I can do at this point is measure the resistance between the various lines there and have a look and see if maybe it's shorted. I doubt it is, but let's check anyway. So basically, it would appear that it's essentially the two outer pairs. Okay. Ah, Nick Facey, you've been visited by the robots. Okay, let's just call it roughly 8 ohms. And this one's much higher. So I would say that this pair is the tweeter pair, the treble tweeter, whatever you want, and this is the woofer pair. Question is that the truth? So 1 and 2, that doesn't actually make sense. I'll show you why. Okay, so we have 1 and 2. That's these two, and that's the TR. It's up this. So with the lower resistance, you would expect it to be a shorter winding, more current, and so for a woofer. No, I just would have thought T would be for treble, but apparently not. Okay, 183.4s, 183.4. There's really no difference on their output stages. And L's doing the whole thumbsy downsy things, eh? Anyone else got one of these units and they can maybe check the resistance for me, make a comparison? Best I can tell, there's no short going on in there anywhere. I mean, there was a little bit of corrosion, but Yeah, there's nothing bizarre going on. 8 ohms is a little lowish for, but what you got to understand is with these things is that because they're driven with AC, it's really their impedance that comes into play, not their static resistance. Which is why when your amplifier does not oscillate the output, you burn your speakers out. And why the great thump, the great ecky thump, is something to be scared of, because your poor coils are just being driven hard rather than on off. And it burns them out, kills them. Now there is the speaker on the other side, so I wonder if it's actually, but it's got less pins on it. But maybe they represent the same thing without the ID. So have a look. No, not that one, you moron. That one. That one. Okay, it's the same configuration, so interestingly, WL is 1 and 2 on this one. And it's 4 ohms. Just a jerk with this. Nice. And what about the TR one? Also about 4 ohms. Just a jerk with us. Seriously? Well, Jim, doesn't really seem like a railer now at this point, because it's very interesting that these two are at 4 ohms static resistance, whereas on the other side it's a complete and utter cluster. So maybe this whole speaker assembly is botched. But there's got to be some sort of electronics going on in there. And now we've got... this one is definitely all over the place. Okay, so that's fine. We'll call that 4. We'll dig into this and see what that comes up. And now you're 4 too. Alright, obviously it was just a bit of corrosion on the contacts. Either way, in that case, they are matching up with each other, so it's definitely not likely to be an actual speaker fault. If I was a half reasonable audio engineer, I would have my own oscillator just for these things and set it up and test the speakers, but I'm not. And I'm not going to make one. It's just not me. Believe me, it's just not me. Audio and RF, just not my thing. So I think at this stage I just have to get myself some replacement amps. And, well, that's kind of suckful. I see they take their audio stuff comparatively seriously here too. I mean, look at the thickness of these traces going off to the speakers there. And so they really don't want any added impedance on their lines that they don't have to have. What are the diodes? What are these diodes configured as? Hey, Sabatino. Oh, they're caps. My bad. And what are they caps to? They're caps to the solid state drive stuff. Okay, that's an interesting place to put them. Right next to the speakers. FL6550. Sorry, I know I'm in the waffling on phase here. That's what happens. Might have been Steve, but it was a little too consistent. That was the problem. Corrosion should normally be a bit of a... And this is all over the 4.5, we'll call it. Yeah, everything looks balanced there. Hmm. Everything looks balanced there too. Basically these circuits are just mirrors of each other. Mm-hmm. So fairly confident it's a bad chip, bad driver. Fairly confident. I'll check these resistances. So 235, 235. All of these should be 0. Close enough. Yep. Oh, that was actually 0L. Yep, that's good. Yep, that's just my meter leads being a bit dirty. DAC issue, not. Even if the DAC I'd be surprised if it was a DAC issue. I can't even get a schematic for this chip. Jeez, they're expensive buggers. $5 a piece. Schematic. Looks like Rossmann Group's been talking about it. No sound from speakers after liquid spill repair. Blah blah blah. Check power hours. Yeah. Remove 6400. Yeah. Oh look, Liam Wright has decided to be a fucktard. Hey, key fella. Yeah, no idea. You gotta wonder about these people that drop in and say things like that. So what the hell is, how bad is your life that you gotta do that? What are you, 12? 40 years old going on 12? Oh well. Right now he's probably sitting there going, honestly, he's probably resting on his throne of toilet paper. I think I'm getting tired and lazy and feeling like I've achieved nada. Absolutely nada. which is always a great way to finish the evening, isn't it? Like I said, I'm frustrated because I was supposed to have this out a day ago, and then this little issue came up. Look, did I kill chat? Jeez, I hope it didn't kill chat. Or did YouTube kill chat? YouTube said, he said a bad word, kill him. Wow, I really did kill chat. Yeah, no, chat just died on my end. I've got it back now. But my pop-out window died. Oh well. Yeah, so really at this point I've got to get new chips. I don't know if I've got anyone in Australia that I can source them from. And there's no audio jack on this one either. So we're going to up the creek. What I will try to do, however, in the interim, is I will make sure that we'll see if this can attempt to boot from the external drive, or whether it was just a bit of a bad connection that it was having. At least then I can go to bed thinking, well, I got one thing partially solved. Hey, you stole that screw there. Go back. Maybe it's someone I've taken jobs from. After this I'll go watch some Netflix or something. I'm actually finally got my parents into watching Netflix. They're out in the middle of Whoop Whoop, and they've only got satellite access at this point, but they have around about 150 gigs a month of satellite access. So they've got an old TV, big LCD one, and I said to me, you should try Netflix. And finally they did, and they like it, but the trouble is they've only got it on their computer. So I've ordered them a Amazon Fire Stick, and hopefully when they plug that in it should give them access to Netflix on their big TV and they can sit back and relax. Especially considering that with the whole coronavirus thing, they're going to have to stay in a bit of isolation, because they are. So hopefully that will give them a little bit of entertainment. Kifo, this is a customer board. It's driving me up the wall. Started out with just a couple of simple faults and then it just started getting worse. I don't believe the ISPs have scrapped those limits yet. Not for... well, we'll see anyway. I want to see if this comes up. Got 20 volts, we've got nothing on this. Where's that chipmunk? There we go. We are. Okay. So it looks like it might have been just a bad connection before, because this is sampling on the drive, doing something with it. Yeah. Well, at least I know that's okay. So maybe it was just simply a bad connection when I put it in first. Guess we'll just leave it at that. It is, like I said, getting late. It's already midnight. So yeah, time for me to crash and burn. And I will have to order some of those chips. I will put those dead ones somewhere. I love my zippy bags nowadays. Not you. Not you. I've got so many SMCs in zippy bags around this place, it's hilarious. It's hilarious because I actually probably never use them again. But for some reason I feel compelled to keep the little blighters. Okay, so we've got two little chips, the amplifier chips. Just put them aside for now. It's the only thing that I can think of that was corroded, possibly damaged, and it seems to make sense because they're the last thing driving the speakers, and they would likely have in their electronics a fail-safe situation where they'll be eliminating any sort of DC drive. Like they'd see if the input isn't oscillating like a normal waveform, or it's just got a fixed DC offset. Then they would not allow that sort of thing to go out to the speaker. So the fact that I'm getting the pop, which I'm pretty sure is just the units driving one half of the bridge, the fact that I'm getting a pop means pretty much to me that the chip itself is fried. Either one side of the push-pull is down. With Amazon Prime Video, I hate how it does not provide English translation when characters speak another language. You use key info and plot. Well, I haven't really noticed that. I haven't personally used Amazon Prime at this point. What's that deleted message? People... I should be blessed. I should be thankful, yeah. There's people now jumping into my channel to try and spam their own channels. Panov, yes, actually I could check to see if I get DC across the speaker, except now I've already removed the chips. I guess at this point what would happen is I'll just wait for the chips to turn up, put them on. If I get a pop again, then I would check to see if I get DC across the speaker. It certainly sounds like DC across the speaker, the way it's just one pop and then it stops. And I think what happens is when the audio signal stops being sent to the chip and it ceases to produce an output, it goes back to resting, and then when it goes to make another noise you just hear the pop again, which is what was happening when I was doing the Wi-Fi and time thing. I'd put in some stuff and there's normally a chime or whatever to say that you've authorized the account, and it would pop every time a new system noise would have been made. That's my theory at this point. Will it be right? I don't know. I have to get the chips and find out. Do you use an oscilloscope to look for IC output? No, I'm just going to go by my assumptions of the fact that I shouldn't get a pop like that. At least that's what I believe is causing the pop. So, alright. That's it. Sorry guys, wasn't a really great night.